Okay, so today we're going to be testing this Powools cordless tire inflator. And to be fair and honest, full disclosure, they sent this to me for free to test. So I'm going to really run it through its paces, and I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. This seems to be a nice compact unit. The first thing we're going to do is an unboxing. And once we get that done, I'm going to put flat out in all the tires of our two e-bikes, and then going to do that same thing with Daisy's Doggyhut carrier. And then I'm going to play around with our Jeep tires and our Subaru tires and really put this thing through its paces. So it says here on the box it'll do from 3 to 150 psi, car tire pressures up to 50 psi. It has pressure units of psi, bar, kPa, kg, and cm squared. Gives you a 7.9-inch hose length, and it has a battery run time of 25 minutes. Now they do make a note that if you run this for 10 minutes, you need to give it a 3 to 5 minute rest, which is kind of understandable. So we're going to put this thing through the paces, but first, let's get to the unboxing and see what they give us. Okay, so let's get right into this. Looks like it comes with a 1-year warranty. Okay, so first thing, we have the inflator. I think it's nicely packaged, gives you a little lens protector here. We'll just take that off and slide that away. Looks pretty robust. Has rubber feet on the bottom so you can stand it up. Turn it on. Hopefully you can see that. Looks like we got a full battery and it's set at 36 psi. Looks like we have a light on the tip. Has different modes. And it's bright sunlight here, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, we're going to turn that off right now. Looks like it's set for psi. Let's look at what accessories they give us. Power cord, looks like USB-C. Nice little carrying case. That's cool. Very handy, because sometimes all these accessories can get lost. Looks like we have the inflator tube. Instructions. We're guys, we don't need those stinking instructions. I'll put that aside for right now. And looks like it gives you several adapters here. You get a ball inflator, different type of small inflator. You get the needle valve, and you get the Euro valve adapter too. So they give you a couple little adapters. So that's really cool. Okay, and I really like the fact that they give you a pouch to carry this in, because honestly we have another inflator and it does not have a pouch, and I'm always misplacing the little adapters. Not that I need them, but it's just kind of handy to have a pouch. So to put this guy in here like so. Let's turn it on and see how loud it is. Okay, not bad. It's about average. All right, so with all that said, let's go ahead and go out to the shop, and we'll start inflating some tires. Okay, so I put the flat out in the tire. I pumped it up to 5.5 psi. One of the things about this that I notice is it doesn't read in anything less than half-pound increments, so that's something to be aware of. So at 5.5, I'm going to pump it up to the maximum pressure of 20 to make sure that the bead is set correctly, and let's see how she runs. 20 psi, that was pretty quick, so pretty impressed with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pump up the front tire to 20 psi, and then also do our second bike up to 20 psi, do the tires on that. So that'll be a total of 4 bike tires, and then we're going to move on to something else. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we're going to pump up Daisy's Doggyhut tires. Now these have to be pumped up to 43 psi, so we're just going to hit it at 40. Okay, so we're at 40, and let's see how they do. Perfect. So that was pretty quick. Okay, let's move on to the next. Okay, now we're going to do one of my vintage Triumphs. This usually I pump up to 32 psi. psi, and I let some air out just to give this a good start. So currently we're at 17 psi. Let's go. And there we go, so that was quick. So we have done 7 tires now. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the back tire, so we have 8 tires. I won't film that because you guys are going to get bored, so we'll see you in a minute. We'll do the next thing. Okay, I'm on a roll. So I'm going to inflate the 0-turn tires. These need to be pumped up to 20. They're at 16.5. So let's take this down to 20. Right now we're up to 8 tires. Okay, we're at 20 and we're starting off at 16.5. So let's go. Okay, so it took a little longer because these are larger tires obviously, but we're at 20. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3 tires on here, so that will give us a total of 12 tires. And so far we're still at full battery, so not bad. I'll be back in a minute with our next project. Okay, so now we're going to do the wife's Subaru. We're at 12 tires so far. This will put up to 16 tires total if we make it through here, but we're still at full battery, so that's great. Rear tires on this take 32 psi, front tires take 33 psi. You can see this tire's at 31. I'm going to do all 4, but I'm only going to film 1, so let's go. Okay, so that was pretty quick for a car tire. All right, I'm going to do the other tires and then we'll move on to the next vehicle. Okay, so here we are at the Jeep. These are 35 psi all the way around, and you can see we're just a hair off on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and do all tires on this, including the spare, so that will give us a total of 20 tires, I believe. 21 tires, I believe. Yep, 21 tires. And we're still at full battery, so that's kind of impressive. So let's go. So 17th tire, when it's on, we're down to 3/4 battery. That's not bad at all. I'm going to go ahead and fill up the rest of the tires and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so final thoughts. We did a total of 21 tires and I believe I'm still at about 3/4 charge. It did get a little warm because I was doing things back to back, so that to be considered. Full disclosure, I dropped this a couple times, so it's very robust, didn't scratch up at all. I really like it. I like the flexible tip. It got into all the tires that I was trying to get into, especially my motorcycle. The Triumph is a little difficult to get into because the spokes are spaced so close. I really like the battery life on it. I don't know that the flashlight will be useful, but hey, you never know, it might be useful. Very easy to set up. for your pressures, however much you want. Dislikes. The two dislikes that I don't like. First thing is it doesn't have a pressure relief. So if you say you attach it to a tire and the tire is already overpressurized, you don't have any way to relieve that pressure to get it down to the right pressure other than unscrewing the tip and letting the air leak out. Second like is that you can only set it in half-pound increments. I would like to see it in 1/10 pound increments, but I can live with that. So I'm going to keep this in my bike emergency pack. I might even keep it in my Jeep here, who knows. But I highly recommend it. The link is in the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. I'm going to keep doing these reviews. I'm going to keep trying to get product for you so that we can review, and I will give you an honest review from an engineering standpoint. So until the next time, we'll see you. And it's still hot and sticky here in central Pennsylvania, and I'm sweating. So we'll see you guys next time around. Thanks for watching. Out.